Pre-conference. My name is Josh Eldridge. Walter Hartley alongside me this afternoon. South Umpqua entering play with a 5-4 record. Henley 7-1 and winners of their last 6 contests. They're going to start this game on the hill with Corbin Hamilton. He'll be going up against the South Umpqua lineup that goes like this. Our starting lineups presented to you today by Country Financial and Gary Sheen. Leading off for the Lancers, Braxton Hamilton, the second baseman. The pitcher, Camden Black, bats second. The first baseman, Trace Esterbrook, is batting third, followed by the catcher, Crew Donner, batting fourth. Hitting fifth is Rudy Vasquez, the third baseman, followed by the designated hitter, Camden Stufflebeam, batting sixth. Hitting seventh is Talon Lamb in right field. Corbin Lussier is in center field. He bats eighth. And Brock Wells is the shortstop. He is batting ninth against Corbin Hamilton. Hamilton making his 4th start of the season. We'll take a bit of a deeper look at him here in just a moment as we bring up our Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance scoreboard for you there just ahead of first pitch this afternoon. Like I said, Hamilton's 4th. The schedule for first pitch, 4:50 spring day. Usually this time of year we wind up having to deal with rain. Looks to be an off-speed pitch missed. No, just found the outside part of the plate. Our home plate umpire today, Dave Van Horn. Corbin Hamilton will come at you with a 4-seam, 2-seam fastball, mixing a changeup, but that slider curveball is where he really makes his money. Takini sets up outside here for the 0-2 pitch. He goes off speed but misses off the plate outside. The count is now 1-2. Camden Black waits on deck as we're only just getting started today at Henley High School. Hamilton with a high leg kick delivers. There's the bender, and that one finds its way into the zone for strike 3 and 1 gone in the top of the first inning. Around the diamond for Henley, Ian Meyer plays third. Connor Shively at short. Carson Sims plays second with Cam Carpenter at first base. In the outfield from left to right, Chase Barrett, Ryan Douglas, and Porter Frost. Tall batting stance from the right side. Here's the first delivery to Camden Black. He watches a knee-high fastball clip the zone for strike 1. Black, a sophomore as well, awaits the 0-1 pitch from Hamilton. It's a bouncer out to Sims at second. Plays it on a couple hops, cleanly up with it, and on to Carpenter at first for the second out, and quickly 2 gone in the top of the first inning. Brings up Trace Esterbrook. Esterbrook this season batting .250 for the South Umpqua Lancers. He is a junior. We talked about the Lancers winners of each of their last 4 contests, most recently on Friday against Hidden Valley, a league opponent for Henley. Here's a roller out to shortstop. Connor Shively, strong throw onto first in time. And the Lancers are down in order in the top of the first inning. We'll go to the bottom half next as the Hornets get their first crack at things as we continue your coverage of Henley baseball on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Getting set now for the bottom of the first inning from Rosser Field on the campus of Henley High School. Still scoreless as the Hornets take on the South Umpqua Lancers. Corbin Hamilton able to get through the top half of the first unscathed, and now it's the Hornets' first look at the right-hander, Camden Black. He'll be going up against an order that looks like this for the Hornets. Leading off in at second base is Carson Sims. Connor Shively is the shortstop. He bats second, followed by the catcher, Jacoby Takini, hitting third. Ian Meyer is the third baseman. He'll bat fourth, followed by Max Price, the designated hitter, batting fifth. Hitting 6th is the pitcher Corbin Hamilton. Cam Carpenter is the first baseman. He bats 7th. Chase Barrett is in left field. He bats 8th. And the center fielder Ryan Douglas bats 9th for the Hornets. So we get set to take a look now at Carson Sims, the leadoff hitter for Henley. A .462 hitter through his first 30 plate appearances this season, as he awaits the first offering from Camden Black. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count moves to 1-0. Try to give you an idea on some of the numbers for Black here in just a moment. After the 0-1 pitch misses inside, the count now 2-0 to Sims. Black with a 2-0 record to start the year. 11 strikeouts in his first 2 starts, an ERA of 1.5. Sims fights one off foul the opposite way. The count 2 balls and a strike. Carson Sims in the last game hitting his first home run of his high school career. He's also got 2 triples and 3 doubles out of his 12 hits to start the season. By the way, 12 hits leading the team early in the season in that category too, as he swings over a breaking pitch. Count now 2-2 to Sims, and a hitter who really worked on his 2-strike approach over the summer. You'll see him widen out his batting stance a little bit, almost eliminate that leg kick entirely. So the 2-2 just misses outside. A good take there for the leadoff hitter. No, that rung him up. Was a knee-high bender. Waited for the signal from the home plate umpire, but Sims went down looking to start this one for Henley, and it brings up Connor Shively. You'll see a bit of a wider strike zone today to either handed hitters, right or left. The home plate umpire is going to give a couple inches off the outside. It's going to be up to the hitters to adjust to that zone today, as the first pitch to Shively misses downstairs. Count is 1-0. Shively bats .292 to start the season for Henley. He's also got a triple 3 RBI to start the year for Shively, and provides that left-handed hitter look that you don't always deal with during the prep season. A pop-up the left side of the infield in foul territory. The third baseman, Vasquez, going to move over into foul territory, make the catch for the second out. Around the diamond for South Umpqua, Donner's the catcher. Vasquez at third, Wells at short, Hamilton at second, Esterbrook at first. In the outfield from left to right, it's Hopkins, Lucier, and Lamb. Here's Jacoby Tacchini, settling in now for the Hornets. Takes a big swing, pops one up towards the right side. First baseman Esterbrook giving chase, but he'll run out of room by the fence over there, and it'll be strike one. After Tacchini in the order, it's Ian Meyer for the Hornets. Jacoby Tacchini, another .292 hitter for the Hornets this season. Second on the team yet in RBIs this year. Awaits the 0-1 pitch. The target is set up outside. Tacchini fouls it off. Count now 0-2. Jacoby last year as a freshman caught almost every high school game for the Hornets. And I know he caught, I think, all but 3 or 4 games during the summer for the Klamath Falls Falcons, too. Here he pops one straight up in the infield. The catcher, Donner. Tough ball to play for a catcher, and it pops in and out of his glove. And Tacchini is going to reach on that one. It's a tough one for those catchers to play with all that backspin. Unable to grab it that time, and it extends the inning for Henley. Puts a runner on first with 2 outs for Ian Meyer. Meyer, a guy who is in and out of the lineup for Henley last year, but so far has played all 8 games to start his senior season. And kind of a guy that you feel like you can stick just about anywhere in the infield. He plays a little bit of first base, plays a little bit of third base. That's where he gets the start today. I've heard rumblings of him making some appearances at second base as well. And, of course, he can DH. He's just a guy you want to have in your lineup, and that hits him. And getting on base, put a runner in scoring position now for Max Price. And I think we got a courtesy runner in for Tacchini out there, as Meyer reaches first. Pitch misses upstairs to Max Price. The count is now 1-0. Looks like it's Harley Hoblet out there around the base paths for Henley as the courtesy runner for Jacoby Tacchini. The 1-0 pitch is going to find the zone. Up around the letters, fastball. Price takes it to even up the count. After Max Price in the order is the pitcher, Corbin Hamilton. 1-1 on the way to Price. Big lead off a second for Hoblet. The delivery home is fought off foul. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes to Max Price. Hitting .280 to start the year is the Hornets' designated hitter. Another guy who, a defensive end, you can put just about anywhere, but today, just as the designated hitter. The 1-2 is ripped down the line, foul down the third base side, just barely.
Yeah, that's something that's really underrated about Price is that he's a very good two-strike hitter. He has a very good two-strike approach. When I went up to the Dalles and followed Henley, I think I counted one at bat. He had 7 fouls.
That's a good approach. Trying to stay alive here. 1-2. Decent lead off a second for Hoblet. Smaller lead off a first for Meyer. A curveball is hit into the air, left field. Hopkins giving chase, but that is over his head and in the gap. Hoblet's going to score. They're going to give Meyer the green light, trying to score all the way from first, and he does. A 2-out, 2 RBI double for Max Price gives the Hornets a 2-0 lead. That's when the error and the hit by pitch come back to haunt you for Black. He thought he should have been out of this inning, and now he looks up and his team trails by 2. Still a runner in scoring position, and here's Corbin Hamilton. First pitch to Corb, swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. After Hamilton in the order, it's Cam Carpenter. Hamilton batting .478 to start the year. Here he pops one up in the infield, playable for the third baseman Vasquez. He's going to move over and make the catch, and that will end the inning, but not before the Hornets plate 2 on an RBI double from Max Price. They leave one stranded. They lead 2-0 as we head to the top half of the second inning next on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Pacific Power works day in and day out to power our communities because we know our neighbors rely on us. We're trimming and clearing branches around poles and lines, protecting our system, and giving you real-time updates when storms roll in. You can count on us in all seasons. 24/7, we're here for you. Powering your greatness.
Hi, I'm Jill with Klamath Falls Honda. If you live in Southern Oregon, you know the weather can keep you guessing. 1 minute it can be sunny, and the next something like this. That's why vehicles like the Honda Ridgeline just make sense. With available all-wheel drive and the capability to handle whatever rolls in, you're ready for it. And customers like Rob are ready too.
And the count is now 0-2 to Donner. And again, this is where you think Corbin Hamilton can go just about anywhere with the 0-2 pitch. He's going to go fastball and around it off. Donner this season a .250 hitter, gets on base to about a .344 clip. Here's the 0-2 from Hamilton. Ground ball back up the middle. Slow roller to Shively at short. Has to charge it. When he comes up with it, he bobbles it. And Crew Donner will reach base there on what will likely be scored as an infield single. And it brings up Rudy Vasquez. Batting here with runner aboard at first and nobody out. Vasquez this season, last on the team in batting average, hitting .154 in the 5-hole this year, but an opportunity to try to get on base here in the early innings. Here represents the tying run. Hamilton's going to make a move over to first. No tag applied by Carpenter. The runner Donner dives back safely. I think they might have got a courtesy runner in for him as well. We'll take a look at that here in just a moment as the pitch home from Hamilton misses just a touch outside. The count is 1-0. After Vasquez in the order, Camden Stuffleby. Tall batting stance from the right side for Vasquez. Keeps his elbows back. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Hamilton. Goes with the two-seam fastball. Got Vasquez to swing underneath it. The count's now even at a ball and a strike. Third base coach Delivering signs to the runner over there at first, trying to refresh the signs. We'll see if anything's on here. On a 1-1 count, it's a good count to steal if you're over there at first. 1-1 is an off-speed pitch, but it clips the outside part of the zone for strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes the count to Vasquez. Hamilton checks the runner over at first. Comes set and delivers the pitch. That one misses low and in the dirt. Jacoby Tacchini getting dirty for that one, making it, keep it in front of him, I should say. Again, he caught so many games during the summer last year. He's a guy you feel confident with behind the dish. Not going to let too much get past him. Not a good example of it there. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Hamilton with the pitch. Goes upstairs with the heater, swung on and missed. And you go downstairs with the off speed and then ring him up on the high heat. Vasquez down for the first out in the inning. It brings up Camden Stufflebeam. Designated hitter for the Lancers today. Don't quite know how tall he is, but he certainly looks pretty tall in that right-handed batter's box. Move over to first and back safely. Looking through the stats I have here, I don't see any recorded numbers for Camden Stufflebeam. He's a senior. Getting the start as the designated hitter today, but no statistical outlook as far as I can see from him as he takes the first pitch. Count 1-0, 1 out, runner aboard at first is Crew Donner. Tacchini gives the signal. Gives the target. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's going to miss inside, maybe a touch low as well. Count is now 2-0 to Camden Stufflebeam. Talon Lamb is on deck for the Lancers. Hamilton set. Taking his time. Here's the pitch. Runner is on the move. Tacchini with the quick pop. A beautiful throw. Tag applied, and they got him. Tacchini guns down the runner for the second out of the inning. It's something that teams are going to learn throughout this season. You don't run on Jacoby Tacchini. Not if you want to keep a runner on base. He'll make you pay for it. That was a great throw right on the money to cut down the runner. And now, Camden Stufflebeam bats with nobody on and 2 outs. Pitch from Hamilton, swung on and miss. I believe that's strike 2. Yep, 2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Stufflebeam as Talon Lamb again waits on deck. Hamilton now able to work out of the windup again, too, with the runners off base. Here's the 2-strike offering. It is bounced back up towards the middle. Sims in the gap, backhands it. A jumping throw to first is not going to be picked up cleanly by Carpenter. Had to pick it out of the dirt. It was a good play by Sims, but unable to get the throw all the way there. Stufflebeam reaches on the infield single and extends this inning. And that will bring up Talon Lamb. Lamb, the starting right fielder, bats from the left side for South Umpqua. On the season for Lamb, a .250 hitter, trying to extend this inning. Hamilton back out of the stretch. First pitch to him, a high heater, check swing. It's rattled foul. Third base coach makes a nice play off the ricochet off the dugout. But the count is 0-1 to Lamb. Corbin Lucier is on deck. Hamilton with the 0-1. Takes his time after coming set. Now delivers. That's a great pitch on the outside, but an even better take by Talon Lamb. Count is 1-1. Fastball just off the outside. I don't know if I would have been able to lay off that one. Lamb battles back even. Here's the 1-1. Curveball fouled off. Count now a ball and 2 strikes to Talon Lamb as Hamilton trying to keep his team in front. They built out their 2-0 lead in the bottom half of the first inning. Here we're in the top half of the second in a 2-0 ball game. Henley leads the South Umpqua Lancers. It's a 1-2 count to Talon Lamb. Tacchini sets up outside for the pitch. That one is going to miss high, though, up above the letters. Count is 2-2 to Lamb. If you're curious who's on deck, start the next half inning for Henley. It's Cam Carpenter. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the offering to the left-handed hitting Lamb is going to miss up. Maybe a bit inside, too. And the count is full, 3-2. That means the runner at first, Stufflebeam, on the move here. Going to be a lot of movement in the infield. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one right down Main Street for strike for ball 4. That one, I'm not sure where it missed. Must have been inside, if anywhere, but that looked pretty over the plate to me. And Stufflebeam in its second, Lamb aboard at first for Hamilton's first walk of the game, and it brings up Lucier. Kind of the same situation as the bottom half of the first inning, where there were 2 quick outs against Henley, and they were able to get a couple runners on base, and someone came up with a 2 RBI base hit. Center fielder for South Umpqua trying to return the favor. Here's the pitch. That one is in the zone. Similar location to the previous pitch, this time called a strike. The count is 0-1. Brock Wells is on deck. Moderate lead off a second for Stufflebeam, not much to speak of. Lamb a few more steps off the bag at first. The pitch is swung on and missed. Count is 0-2. Trying to leave a couple guys stranded out there is Corbin, and again hold on to this 2-run early lead. Tacchini delivers the sign. Gives the target, and that one is going to be called strike 3. The slider finds the outside corner to set down Lucier, and that will end the inning. 2 base hits for the Lancers in the second. No runs come across. They leave 2 stranded. They trail 2-0 as we head to the bottom half of the second inning next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
It's time to reclaim your health and your autonomy. At Heartfelt OBGYN, they focus on you. Their evidence-based approach to care means fewer office visits and a targeted treatment plan to directly address your specific needs. They believe in solutions for their patients, not the industry's profit margin. The providers at Heartfelt OBGYN are committed to serving the community and giving back to the basin. Find them at heartfeltobgyn.com. Heartfelt, because you deserve to be in control of your body and your informed choices.
Cam Carpenter set to lead things off for the Hornets here in the bottom half of the second inning. First pitch to Cam is grounded foul down the left side. Count is now 0-1 to Carpenter, followed in the order by Chase Barrett and Ryan Douglas. It's 7-8-9 for Henley due up in the bottom half of the second, a game in which they lead 2-0 against the South Umpqua Lancers. Pitch misses in to Cam Carpenter. The count is a ball and a strike. Carpenter this season without a hit yet, but he has walked a few times. He scored 3 runs. He's got 7 plate appearances. The freshman, they're working him into the lineup here and there, but at this point, Cam mostly swinging up and down between junior varsity and varsity, but trying to place his stake here on the varsity team. How about a line drive down the line into left field? That's going to be extra bases for the freshman. Carpenter rounds first, heads for second, and he'll pull up standing with a leadoff double. You want to spot on varsity, that's a good way to go about earning it, as Chase Barrett will step in now with a runner in scoring position. First hit of his varsity career. Congratulations to Cam Carpenter as Chase Barrett gets ready to settle in now. Barrett, taking into account sample size, playing at least 5 games at this point, is the team leader in batting average. Batting .500 to start the spring. Big lead off a second for Cam Carpenter, by the way. The shortstop Wells trying to keep him honest. The first pitch going to miss upstairs to Barrett. And the count is 1-0. Chase Barrett, another one of these guys that just keeps the Henley engine running. He can play left field. He can be your courtesy runner if you need him to here and there. He can be your designated hitter, play any of the spots in the outfield, like I said, as he swings through this pitch here, 1-1. But talk about a program like Henley, which has been so good for so long. Of course, you've got star players come through this program like the Corbin Hamiltons and the Connor Shiveleys and players of years past as well, but you need guys like Chase Barrett to keep that engine moving. As the move to Cam Carpenter is not going to be in time, he dives back safely. Coming set on the mound is Camden Black. Delivery home. Misses off the plate outside to Barrett. Count 2 balls and a strike. Ryan Douglas on deck, and I think he kind of fits that same bill that Chase Barrett does. Put him anywhere in the outfield, and you'll get good defense from him. 2-1 to Barrett. That one's going to miss low and away. Count is 3-1 to the Henley left fielder. Like I said, Barrett hitting .500 to start the year, 3 base hits. All of them have been singles. He's walked a couple of times. He scored 8 runs so far this season. The 3-1 pitch is lifted foul off the right side. Barrett sticking around in this at-bat, although the count runs full. 3-2. 2-0 the score. Henley leads South Umpqua here in the early going, bottom of the second inning. A chance to add more with Carpenter in scoring position. Pitch to Barrett, fisted foul the opposite way. Count remains 3-2. Here at Rosser Field, it's one of the best, if not the best, high school baseball field in all of Southern Oregon. I'd put it up against any of them. 331 down the left field line. 383 to dead center. 325 down the right field line. Full count offering to Barrett. That one is going to be rolled to the third baseman, foul. Slow roller, thought it hit off the glove of Vasquez, but he smartly stayed away from it and let it bounce into foul territory. Look out beyond the outfield fence. You see the 3 straight conference championships that Henley has won, the banner that they're defending this year, as Barrett pops one into center field. Lucier moving to his right, gets underneath it, but it's in and out of his glove, and now a great heads-up play by Barrett, who never stopped running, is going to wind up at second base. Carpenter advances to third on the error, and it brings up Ryan Douglas with 2 men in scoring position and nobody out. Going to hope that second error doesn't come back to bite the Lancers, but that was a costly one now for Ryan Douglas. Getting a chance to bat here. Douglas on the season batting .150. He's 3 for his first 24, but he does have a couple doubles on the season and, 3 RBI, which is good for, I think, tied for 4th on the team right now. Still the early going, but chance to pad that number right here with a couple men in scoring position. First pitch. Going to miss upstairs. The count is 1-0. About a 6-step lead off of second for Chase Barrett. Not much to speak of at third. Carpenter playing it safe over there, as he should. The 1-0 pitch misses inside to Douglas. Count 2-0. The lineup turns over next for Henley as Carson Sims waits on deck. Working out of the windup now as well is the pitcher Black with that runner on third. He can be afforded that. Here's a line drive center field. If that one gets down, it'll score 1, and then it gets behind the center fielder, it'll score 2. Carpenter in, Barrett in, pulling up at second, rounding second, headed for third is Ryan Douglas, and he is in there. An RBI triple makes it a 4-0 game. There is that error coming back to haunt you for the Lancers. 2 RBI triple for Ryan Douglas, and for him, his first triple of the season, and RBI number 5 for him on the year. And back to the top of the order, an RBI opportunity for Carson Sims. Sims fights one off foul. The count is 0-1. Carson today 0 for 1 at the plate. He struck out in the bottom of the first inning, but again, a chance at redemption and to leave his mark on this one. The pitch to Sims, swung on and missed. The count now 0-2. After Sims in the order, Connor Shively. Still nobody out with a runner on third and Ryan Douglas. Again, Black still able to work out of the windup here with that runner on third. The catcher, Donner, sets up the target outside. Sims, line drive past the third baseman into left field, and an RBI single for Sims makes it a 5-0 ball game. It's going to bring up Connor Shively. The runner on first and nobody out. The Hornets continuing to build upon this rally here in the bottom of the second inning. And although this rally started with the bottom third of the order, this is what makes Henley so dangerous. Is you get those guys on at the bottom of the order. The guys at the top of the order are able to just knock them in. So you see, again, Barrett, Douglas, Carpenter, these guys at the bottom, they kind of act as table setters for the top half of the order. Usually you'll say the guys at the top of the lineup are the ones you want to get on base, but the way this Henley team is constructed, these are the guys who are driving runs in. Shively ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, and timeout is called. South Umpqua pitching coach going to make his way out to the mound. We'll see if there's a pitching change in the works for the Lancers, although it doesn't look like it. Is just the catcher is out there. Gives us an opportunity to remind you today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Geno's on East Main Street. Open up every single morning at 6:30, serving their famous breakfast burritos. Those are served all day long, along with other menu items like burgers, monthly specials, and Italian favorites. You can order online at ilovegenos.com or have it brought right to you with DoorDash. Our coverage of Henley Spring Sports continues later on this week. On Friday, we will be right behind us at the softball complex as the Henley Lady Hornets take on Wairika. Tuesday next week, we'll be right back here at Rosser Field. Hornets taking on, I believe, Crater on Tuesday next week, and we'll be along with you for the broadcast on that one as well, and for every single remaining Henley High School baseball game this spring. Conference on the mound is concluded. We bring you back to Connor Shively's at-bat. He's ahead in the count 2-0. The first offering to him is lifted into center field and by Lucier. It's going to roll to the wall. Carson Sims turning on the Jets. He's getting waved home. Connor Shively is going to dive into third, and an RBI triple for Connor Shively. The Hornets lead 6-0. That one looked like the center fielder might have misplayed that one a little bit. He was running towards the baseball and realized that's coming on me a little bit quicker than I thought it was going to. I had to turn around and hightail it to the fence. And after that extra base hit and an RBI, second trip to the mound signals a pitching change for the South Umpqua Lancers here in the bottom of the second inning. Nobody out. Henley leads 6-0. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll introduce you to the new pitcher for the Lancers as we continue your coverage of Henley baseball this afternoon on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill, with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Bottom of the second inning, and the Lancers have got a new pitcher on the mound. It's the left-hander Logan Schwert. He is making, as best I can tell, his third appearance of the spring. He's got a 1-1 record to start the year, 11 strikeouts, and a 1.16 ERA. So a similar line of Camden Black, who the Hornets got rid of in just 1 innings pitched. He's given up 6 runs, although I believe only 4 of them earned. I believe the 2 runs in the first inning would be unearned. And even One of the runs this inning is unearned as well, so I think he's only given up 3 earned runs by my count to this point in the game, but the Hornets hit the ball well against him. There's no doubt about that. Although only half of his runs against him are earned, he has given up 4 extra base hits in the first 2 innings. So they're going with the left-hander, and that's Logan Schwartz. It's going to be Jacoby Takini. His first task out of the bullpen. He'll inherit a situation with nobody out and a runner on third base. It's Connor Shively standing over there at the left corner. The first pitch to Jacoby Takini is going to miss. Must have been outside. Count is 1-0 to Takini. He reached on an error his first time up. It was a pop-up that the catcher Donner had a bit of trouble with. A tough play to the catcher to make, to be fair, but if you're able to stand underneath it and hit your glove, it's going to be an error. It's count now 2-0 to Jacoby Takini. After Jacoby in the order, it's Ian Meyer and then Max Price. The 2-0 home is hit in the air, left field, could be playable for Hopkins, and it is. Shively is tagging from third. He will score with ease. A sacrifice fly and an RBI for Jacoby Takini. Cleans up the bases and makes it 7-0 Henley. Give Jacoby the RBI on that one as well. First out in the second, and for Jacoby, RBI number 6 on the spring. That puts him squarely in second place on the team in that metric. Are we trying to see if Shively tagged at third? I think that's what the Lancers are asking about. It was a quick tag for Shively at short, and they're trying to get... They're trying to say it's the base umpire's call. Everything is good. There's a run scored. They were, again, just trying to backdoor Shively, see if he left early, but not going to work that time. And we're getting ready for the first pitch to Ian Meyer. He's without an at-bat yet today. Oh, move over to third, and he's safe. Okay, we finally figured it out. Good job, everybody. All right. Again, Meyer was hit by a pitch his last time around, but he did score a run his last trip around the bases. Scored on that RBI double from Max Price. Now trying to get a rally started as the offering from the left-hander misses up and away. The count is 1-0 from Logan Schwartz, a senior left-hander for the Lancers. 1-0 pitch home is going to miss outside as well. The count is 2-0. Set again, the left-hander. Getting ready to deliver to Meyer. That one is popped up into the air, right side, playable for the right fielder, Lamb. Over to his right a couple of steps, and he makes the catch for the second out. Talked about South Umpqua being a good team from years past. Last year, 12-0 in their conference, 19-9 overall on the year. Made the state quarterfinals, only lost by 1 run to Cascade Christian in that round. A really good 3A baseball team. So, again, I expect the Lancers to be in the conversation, come late May, maybe early June as well. And getting a test here against Henley, down 7-0. One of the top 4A teams in the state. Another team you expect to see around late May, early June, as they have the last couple of seasons. Remember, Henley made it to the state semifinals in each of the last 2 seasons. Were dispatched both times by Marist. But another crack this season. A team that was picked towards the top in the first coaches poll of the spring. And then in this most recent one, they were ranked second, tied with Marist for second. Junction City still number 1 in the state, as the 2-0 finds the zone 2-1. And, of course, Henley will see Junction City a little bit later on down the line this season on April 17th. They make the trip up to Junction City, and we'll be on the broadcast for on that one right here on mybasin.com as that pitch is fouled back, 2-2. Then for Henley, get into the Skyline Conference season after that against Phoenix, who's ranked in the top 10 right now. You'll see Hidden Valley later on in the season, who's always a threat for Henley. The 2-2. Fisted foul. Count will remain 2-2. Mazama's played a couple of tough games to start the year. In fact, I believe Mazama and Hidden Valley both have got games going on today. Give you a score update. Mazama right now leading Sisters 4-2. Hidden Valley leading Cascade Christian 2-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch home to Max Price. It misses high. The count's full, 3-2. Nobody on, 2 outs, and a full count to Max Price. Set is the left-hander Schwartz, and the delivery. That one is going to miss low, below the knees, and a 2-out walk issued to Max Price. It'll bring up Corbin Hamilton. Looks like Klamath Union as well, getting ready to play Rogue River. I believe that's the softball contest. I know the Henley junior varsity softballers are playing behind us as well. And again, our first varsity broadcast for them is going to be coming up on Friday. The first pitch to Hamilton missed the zone. He settles back in for the 1-0. Delivery home is going to miss upstairs. Maybe a touch outside as well. The count is 2-0 to Corbin Hamilton. Pardon me, 0 for 1 today. He flew out to third base to end the first inning. 2-0 is going to have to wait. They check on Price over at first. He dives back safely. Got to watch out for that move from the left-hander. Always looks a little bit different. Price still an aggressive lead off of first. The 2-0 home to Hamilton will find the zone on the outer third of the plate. Count is 2 balls and a strike. Cam Carpenter on deck after Corbin Hamilton. Settles back in. Hamilton also a member of the Henley basketball team. As he takes that pitch upstairs. Count 3-1. Henley basketball team had a bit of a resurgence this year that Hamilton was certainly a vital part of, but his bread and butter is right here on the baseball diamond. That one is going to miss outside, and a 5-pitch walk delivered to Corbin Hamilton will bring up Cam Carpenter. Where we started this inning, it was a leadoff double for Cam, and he would eventually come in and score. Max Price, by the way, advancing to second after the walk. So 2 on and 2 out here for Cam Carpenter. I believe Hunter Glidden on the base paths for Henley, 2 courtesy run for the pitcher Hamilton. Delivery home to Carpenter, a nice breaking pitch from Schwartz to find the zone. The count is 0-1. That double for Carpenter earlier this inning, remember, was his first ever varsity base hit. Love to add another one here, as that one is going to miss in. Count is even now, 1-1 to Carpenter. 3-sport athlete his freshman year for Henley. No, he was also a member of the freshman football team and the junior varsity basketball team as well. The 1-1, Carpenter fouls it off. Count 1-2. Wearing the number 13, much like his older brother Mark Carpenter did. Mark, of course, up at Lynn Benton Community College, playing in the NWAC there. Now his younger brother Cam in a 1-2 count here at the dish. Delivery is a curveball, hit in the air center field. That one's going back towards the wall. It's going to one hop off the wall and going to drive in multiple runs with ease. Price scores, and Hunter Glidden in as well. Pulling into third is Cam Carpenter, a 2-out, 2 RBI triple for the freshman. And that makes it 9-0 Henley. They are seeing the ball really well today. Brings up Chase Barrett. What a day here for Cam Carpenter. A triple and a double. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Count is 0-1 to Chase Barrett. After Barrett in the order, it's Ryan Douglas. Barrett reached on an error his last time up and would come in and score. Here he swings and misses. The count quickly 0-2 to him now. Left-hander trying to escape and end the bleeding here after a 7-run inning. He will get Barrett to swing and miss and end the inning, but the Hornets score 7 runs, and a couple of triples in this inning from Cam Carpenter and Ryan Douglas and Connor Shively have all added to this big lead. We'll head now to the top of the third inning next. Henley in a 9-0 advantage on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com. Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Henley with a 9-0 lead here through the first 2 innings. 9 runs on 6 hits, 1 error for Henley. They've left 3 runners on base to this point in the game for South Umpqua. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors. They've left 2 runners on base to this point in the ball game. Leading off this inning for the Lancers, it's Brock Wells. He bounces one back up the middle to Hamilton, plays it on a hop, underhand dish to first, and 1 away in the top of the third inning. After Wells, Braxton Hamilton and Camden Black. Easy enough play to get that out there for Hamilton. Working with a big lead now. Again, 9-0. Henley scored 7 runs in the bottom half of the second inning. South Umpqua not needing to get it all back right now, but a run or 2 would go a long way in trying to crawl back into this game. And Braxton Hamilton nearly plunked on the curveball. He ducks out of the way of it. At this point, I'd be looking for base runners any way I could find him, especially on a curveball. But Hamilton going to settle back in, maybe try to grab extra bases. The 1-0 pitch drops in there for a strike. Count 1-1. Hamilton today 0 for 1 at the plate. He struck out to begin the ball game in the first inning. Pitch on the way from Corbin Hamilton. A curveball lined up the middle for a base hit. A 1-out single for Braxton Hamilton brings up the new pitcher. It will no longer be Camden Black. It will be Logan Schwert. Hamilton now 1 for 2, by the way, after that single. Schwert, the left-handed hitter, awaits the first offering. It's going to find the zone on the outside corner. The count is 0-1. Hamilton going to try to work the lefty outside, see if he can get him to roll over one and into a double play. The left-hander Schwert chokes up on the bat a little bit. Here's the 0-1. That one grounded towards the left side of the infield. A diving attempt by Shively, but he slows it down as he rolls into left field. And a single for Schwert will bring up Trace Esterbrook. Puts Hamilton up to second base, runner in scoring position for the Lancers. And it's the middle of their order is due up. And again, don't need it all back here, but base runners and 1 or 2 runs go a long way this half for South Umpqua. Trace Esterbrook 0 for 1 today. He grounded out in the first inning. Hamilton comes set, runner at second. Braxton Hamilton takes another half step back. Corbin drops in a curveball, kind of a hanging curveball there. Lucky to get that one back. The count is 0-1. Esterbrook, a wide batting stance, awaits the 0-1 pitch. Checks his swing, that one in the zone. See, scoreboard here says 1-1. I've got 0-2, and the home plate umpire's got 0-2 as well. Here we go. The pitch from Hamilton as he comes set, working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Popped up into the air. Right center field. Going back is the center fielder, and Douglas makes the catch over his shoulder. A fantastic play in center field on the run for Ryan Douglas. That ball was hit hard to right center field. Douglas went a long way to bring that one in. Although Braxton Hamilton does tag and advance to third, there are 2 outs in the inning. Runners at the corners for the cleanup hitter, Crew Donner. Donner 1 for 1 in the contest so far. He singled in the second, and his courtesy runner was caught stealing as Coach Craig Connor comes on out of the dugout to discuss with Corbin Hamilton. I want to give you a quick check maybe on the pitch count for Corbin. That was number 40. And so want to be conscious of it. Although Henley does have a full week off between this game and their next, so shouldn't be that much of a concern as far as pitch counts go for the Hornets, but they're usually pretty good at managing that sort of thing. Of course, Corbin's going to stay in the game here. They've got runners at the corners and 2 outs. You could be just wanting to meet with the infield there and discuss what to do on a steal perhaps, but simple play. It's at first base and a ground ball in the infield. Here's Crew Donner. Hamilton set to Keeney with the target. Sets up outside, and Donner swings over the top of the first pitch. Count is 0-1. At third base, it's Braxton Hamilton. Got Logan Schwert aboard at first. 2 outs in the inning. And Hamilton set with the 0-1. That's going to miss up and away. Count even now at a ball and a strike after Crew Donner. It's Rudy Vasquez in the order for the Lancers. Donner on the season, a .250 hitter. He's going to take that one. It misses upstairs. 2-1. Donner also 4 RBI on the season, but does have a team-high 8 strikeouts. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed on a pitch in the dirt. 2-2. Would have needed a golf club to hit that one, but I don't think the Masters start till Thursday. Here's the 2-2 coming up to Crew Donner. Swung on and missed. The high heat. Down goes Donner for strike 3, and that will end the inning. No runs, a couple of base hits for the Lancers in the top of the third inning, but they leave them both stranded. We go to the bottom half of the third in a 9-0 ball game next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Welcome back to Henley Baseball on 104.3, 960 Sports, mybasin.com. Getting set in the bottom of the third inning. It's the Henley Hornets who lead the South Umpqua Lancers 9-0. Logan Schwert getting ready for his second inning of work out of the bullpen. He comes in relief of Camden Black. We can close the book on Black today. Pitched 1 inning, 5 hits, 7 runs, 4 of them earned. He struck out 1, and I believe he'd be on the hook for the loss today should this lead for Henley hold. Schwartz just trying to keep things where they are. His task here in the third inning is Ryan Douglas, Carson Sims, and Connor Shively. That's 9, 1, and 2 in the Henley order. The first offering on the way from Schwartz is hit foul towards the right side, and the count is 0-1 to Ryan Douglas. Douglas tripled in 2 runs in the second inning. That's the inning in which Henley plated 7 of their 9 runs. Douglas also came around to score in the second inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. It misses outside. The count's 1-1. He also made a great play in center field defensively in the last half inning. Had to run what seemed to be about 90 feet to his left to bring in a ball in the gap. It was a great play. 1-1 misses upstairs. The count is 2-1. It just kind of adds on to what I was saying back in his first at-bat in the second inning. Just a guy you can stick out there in the outfield on defense. He's going to give you good quality play, and there was a prime example in the last half inning as the 2-1 misses outside. Count is now 3-1 to Ryan Douglas, and again Carson Sims waits on deck. Douglas awaiting the 3-1. That one is hit right back up the middle, bounces its way into center field, and a leadoff single for Ryan Douglas. Gets the Hornets in order here in the third inning. 2-hit day here for Ryan Douglas. He'll see that average jump up a bit here. Entered play today batting 150, but a couple of base hits. Yeah, you'll see that jump up a little bit. Back to the top of the order, Carson Sims stepping in now for Henley. He's 1 for 2 today, had an RBI single his last time up and came around to score then as well. Otherwise, he struck out in the first inning. Big lead off of first already for Douglas. About 4 steps off the bag. Past the cut of the grass. Short clocks it, but he delivers home anyway. Sims going to take a pitch that misses wide off the plate. Count is 1-0. After Carson Sims in the Henley order, it's Connor Shively. Move over to first, and diving back safely is Ryan Douglas. Want to welcome in some of the folks I know who are listening from Douglas County tonight. Appreciate everyone who is able to find our broadcast, whether here in the Basin or in the South Umpqua areas. That pitch misses outside. The count is 2-0. Recognized a couple of these names from doing summer baseball at the Klamath Falls Falcons and the Roseburg Pepsi bottle cap. Stufflebeam is a familiar name. He's their designated hitter today as Sims hits a deep one to left field. Moving over is Hopkins near the track. He'll put it away. And that'll be the first out in the third inning. Staying put at first is Ryan Douglas. Left-handed hitting Connor Shively stepping in now. Tripled in a run his last time up. That was in the second inning. Otherwise, he flew out to third base. Here he bats with a runner aboard and 1 out in a 9-0 ball game. Lefty versus lefty, and it's a 2-seamer that Shively swings through for strike 1. Connor this season, again, batting .292, hit above .400 in the summer campaign last year with the Klamath Falls Falcons American Legion baseball team. Move over to first. Again, back safely is Ryan Douglas. It's a really good summer for guys like Connor Shively, and we just saw Carson Sims, Jacoby Takini on deck, another guy who is vital to that team and looks to add some more to their high school career. Could be in trouble for a double play, but instead the pitcher, Schwartz, just decides to move on to first. That'll allow Douglas to advance into scoring position. Shively out, and it brings up Jacoby Takini. Kind of guy you want at the plate when there's runs to be scored. Jacoby Takini with 6 RBI this season and 1 already today on a sacrifice fly back in the second inning. Here he bats with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position at second base. It's Ryan Douglas. First pitch to Takini is hit hard towards left field, and the left fielder comes in and makes the catch. Hopkins with the basket catch to end the third inning. The Hornets get 1 base hit, but they leave Douglas stranded. They still carry a 9-run lead heading to the top half of the fourth next on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Want to take over? Or you want me to do it? Okay. Top half of the fourth inning, middle of the order due up for South Umpqua, 5, 6, and 7. It's Rudy Vasquez, Camden Stufflebeam, and Talon Lamb. Corbin Hamilton still out there on the bump for Henley. We'll take a check of the line score for him here in just a moment as we get set to continue this 9-0 ball game. So far for Corbin Hamilton through his first 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Of course, no runs yet. First pitch misses down and in. The count is 1-0 to Rudy Vasquez. He was one of those strikeout casualties back in the second inning. Settles back in. Pitch from Hamilton. That one graces the outer third. Evens the count at 1. Evened up now to the third baseman for South Umpqua. Got a couple runners on their last half inning, but left them both stranded. The 1-1 pitch, a slider, a good one from Corbin, finds the outside, 1-2. So leadoff single in the second for South Umpqua. They got a couple more, in the third inning, but they weren't able to get anything across, and this time Hamilton off to a good start in the fourth inning, drops in the curveball to set down Vasquez on strikes for the second time today, and it brings up Camden Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam, a senior, 1 for 1 today. He singled back in the second inning, was left stranded in scoring position in that inning. Here, a bouncer out towards short. Shively plays it on a hop, has time to set his feet for a strong throw in time. 6-3 in the book, and Stufflebeam is down as the second out. Now it's Talon Lamb. Lamb without an at-bat today, although he did walk in the second inning. He was left stranded at first base in that inning. Corbin looking in. Kicks his leg, and the pitch is going to miss on the outside. The count is 1-0. After Lamb, should he find his way aboard, Corbin Lucier is on deck. Here's the 1-0. That one right down Main Street. The count is 1-1. Lamb batting from the left side. Hamilton set with the delivery. The 1-1 pitch, a curveball. That one started off the plate and found its way back in. Front door breaking pitch, and the count is 1-2 to Talon Lamb. Hamilton's gone off speed the last 2 pitches. Might be looking for the high heater. There it is. Swung on and missed. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Corbin Hamilton and the Henley Hornets. They maintain their 9-0 lead as we go to the bottom half of the fourth on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com, or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Ian Meyer set to lead things off for the Henley Hornets. It will be Meyer, Price, and Hamilton. Here in the bottom half of the fourth inning, Meyer hits one hard to left field. That's over the left fielder's head and to the wall. Meyer going to wind aces here in the bottom of the fourth inning as he pulls in with a leadoff double. Hornets looking for a single run here would put them into mercy rule territory in the top half of the fifth inning. I'm always a fan of more baseball, but for the sake of pitching and all those things, they'd like to end this one early. And Meyer puts him in a good position to here with Max Price at the dish. Price puts him in a good position to here with Max Price at the dish. Price 1 for 1 today. Had a 2 RBI double in the first inning. Otherwise, he walked as he takes a pitch outside there. The count is 1-0. Price, his laid-back approach in the right-handed batter's box. A big lead off of second for Meyer. That pitch misses outside. It's now 2-0. Shortstop Wells not really holding Meyer there at second. It's the second baseman Hamilton who is. The 2-0 finds its way into the zone. The count is 2-1. Check on the runner. Schwert looking in for the 2-1. That one misses up and away. Count now 3 balls and a strike. And again, after Price in the order, it's Corbin Hamilton. He'd love to bat with a couple of runners on base. See if Price has the green light here on a 3-1 count. Fouls it straight back. Count is full now, 3-2. Schwert into his third inning of relief now. Got through the third inning relatively unscathed. Gave up a leadoff single, but then got 3 straight outs. Here he gives up a leadoff double, looking to do the same. In foul territory, first baseman Estabrook over to put that one away. On his way to trying to repeat that third inning after the leadoff hit. 1 gone. In the fourth inning, repeat that third inning after the leadoff hit. 1 gone. In the fourth inning, brings up Corbin Hamilton. Corb is 1 for 1 today. No, he walked and flew out. 0 for 1 today is Corbin Hamilton. He flew out in the first, walked in the second. Pitch on the way. Curveball, a good one for Corbin to hit, but he watched it go by him. Count is 0-1. You might have seen him shake his head a little bit. He knows that was a great pitch to hit. Might not get a better one, but that's why you got to spread out the legs a little bit. Protect the plate a little bit here in an 0-1 count. You can still be choosy. They turn around, they pick off Meyer, but he dives back safely. Nearly had him dead to rights out there, but a heads-up play to dive back in safely. Count is 0-1. Pitcher Schwert taking a look over there at second. Hamilton offers up at the high fastball, pops up into the air left side of the infield. The shortstop Wells battles the sun and puts it away for the second out. So now it's Cam Carpenter. He's had a great afternoon so far. Both of his at-bats came in the second inning, but a double and a run followed by a 2-RBI. Trying to score the mercy rule run, who waits out there in scoring position in the person of Ian Meyer. First pitch to Cam Carpenter will miss upstairs and away, 1-0. After Cam in the order, should he get on base, it's Chase Barrett. 1-1 pitch to Carpenter is hit in the air right side. First baseman Estabrook giving chase, but he is unable to make the catch in foul territory. It was over the fence. He gave good chase, but just eventually ran out of room over there on the right side. gives Carpenter a second life in this at-bat. Count is even at a ball and a strike. A little bit of a less aggressive lead for Meyer out there at second after the pickoff attempt a few pitches ago, and they're going to look at him again. The tag applied. He's safe once more. And again, being a little bit safer out there. Count still a ball and a strike to Cam Carpenter. Short checks on the runner. Looks home, checks on him again, now delivers home. The pitch misses upstairs. Count 2-1. And you see Schwartz thinking about Meyer over there at second, just a little bit too long, that double take, and maybe didn't finish that pitch all the way. That's why it missed upstairs. Now he focuses home for the 2-1. That was in the middle of the zone, but Carpenter pops it up on the right side of the infield. Second baseman battling the wind, but Hamilton puts it away, and that will retire the side. After the leadoff double, the Hornets can't knock him in. They leave Meyer stranded out there, but they hold a 9-run advantage heading to the top of the fifth. More Hornets baseball next on MyBasin.com.
So lonely, only had just a sigh and moan. Had just a sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever. For coming home. I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. There is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
An immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. An immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Well, Banker, where home begins.
Welcome back to Henley Baseball on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com. We're through 4 innings of play, and the Hornets lead South Umpqua 9-0 on 8 hits. They've committed 1 error, and they've left 5 runners on base. For South Umpqua, they have scored no runs, 3 hits. They've committed 2 errors. They've left 4 runners on base. We've also got a new pitcher into the game for Henley. Welcome to the game, the right-hander, Hayden Poor. Hayden making his 5th appearance of the spring so far. He's got a 1-0 record in 10 1/3 previous innings. He's given up 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. He's walked 4 and struck out 14 batters. Good for an ERA of 1.35. We're able to give you the final line score on Corbin Hamilton as well. We'll do so here in just a minute as the first pitch to Corbin Lucier is grounded out towards second. Carson Sims making the easy play on to first for the first out. And this will bring up Brock Wells. For Corbin Hamilton, he exits the game after 4 innings pitched. He would be the winning pitcher should the lead hold for Henley. Gave up 3 hits, 1 walk. He struck out 6 batters. All right. Poor. Set to deliver to Wells, who's 0 for 1 today. That pitch misses up and in. Count is 1-0. Hayden Poor, a sophomore, got a little bit of playing time at the varsity level last year, but another guy who grew a ton when playing with the Klamath Falls Falcons. The team finished 2nd in the Northwest region last year. Runner-up for the top prize for Single-A Legion baseball. It's a 2-0 pitch to Brock Wells is one. Poor pitched a lot of meaningful innings for the Falcons last off the page. Again, you could turn to him in the back end of a doubleheader as he gets a swing and a miss from Brock Wells. You play against some of those top bats from the North Medfords, the South Medfords of the world, Crater, Eugene. You get better. And again, those numbers didn't jump off the page, but this year with a sub-2 ERA as a sophomore, they certainly are. 2-2 fouled back, count remains 2-2. Now has the whole prep season to grow and learn as a sophomore. He's only getting stronger. And he's got a good coaching staff surrounding him to try to develop him into a really good pitcher. The 2-2 on its way to Brock Wells. That pitch misses upstairs. On Teeters, now into his third season of Henley baseball head coach. Craig Connor, an assistant. Pitch home, fouled back, 3-2. And of course, Marvin Rosser, an assistant as well, who bears the namesake. Of course, Coach Rosser takes care of this field too, does a fantastic job. But again, all those coaches provide so many years of experience here in the basin. The 3-2 home, battle brewing here by Brock Wells at the plate. Count remains 3-2. Coach Sean Teeters, of course, coached at Lost River, played at Oregon Tech. Craig Connor's been a coach in the basin longer than I've been alive. Here's the 3-2. That one is called strike three. Down for the second out of the inning as Brock Wells back to the top is Braxton Hamilton. Hamilton is 1 for 2 today, singled in the third, struck out in the first. Again, was talking about so many conference championships. You look over the outfield fence again, 3 straight for Henley in 23, 24, and 25. That's quality of that good coach. And again, Coach Teeters in his third year, those 2 previous conference championships are his. The first pitch is a curveball dropped into Braxton Hamilton. Count is 0-1. Also won it in 2018 and 2019. Won it 4 straight years in a row from 2012 to 2016. So many of those years battled at the top of the conference with Hidden Valley as well. Again, it's just a good baseball conference is the skyline, whereas in some other sports you might not be able to say the same thing. But baseball is looked at for ball 1. To Braxton Hamilton. After Hamilton in the order, it's Logan Schwartz. 0-2 coming up to Hamilton. Poor kicks and delivers. A curveball bounced towards third. Took an awkward hop on Ian Meyer over his head and into left field. And that's going to get Braxton Hamilton aboard at first with 2 outs. And Logan Schwartz now to bat.
Is that considered an error?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. I would probably, it took kind of an awkward hop in the infield. I would probably go base hit just based off of that. I'll check on the scorebook here in just a moment, but I'm going to go ahead and in the meantime give Hamilton a base hit, making him 2 for 3. We're back towards the mound. Hayden Poore going to come up with this one easily. Underhand dish to first. That will end the inning. So a base hit for the Lancers in the 5th, but nothing brewing as far as runs scored. A couple of groundouts, a strikeout. The score remains 9-0. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th next on MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Getting set now for the bottom half of the game, which Henley leads. Got a new pitcher on the mound for the South Umpqua Lancers. Looks like it is Trace Esterbrook. He'll be coming in relief of Logan Schwartz. By the way, Esterbrook had been playing first base, so to replace him at first, they are bringing in Adam Wetzel, a senior. So a couple of changes there for South Umpqua. And score on Logan Schwartz as he exits the ball game here. Final line for him. He worked 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, each of them earned, and 1 strikeout. All things considered, against a Henley order which swung the bat very well in the early parts of this game, he kind of stifled them a little bit in the middle part of the game. He threw 2 scoreless innings in the 3rd and the 4th. As the first pitch into new hitter here for Henley, Gaines Cleland, is going to miss outside. The 1-0 to Cleland is also going to miss outside. Count 2-0. Cleland will hit in the 8th spot here in place of Chase Barrett. We'll see if Gaines winds up replacing him on defense, too. The 2-0 is going to miss upstairs. Count 3-0. Pitch to Cleland misses downstairs. A walk on 4 pitches for the new entrant into the ball game, and he's aboard at first with nobody out. And again, he represents the mercy rule walk-off run for Henley. If they're able to get that guy around, the game will be over after this bottom of the 5th inning, or whenever that run theoretically comes in to score. Here's Ryan Douglas. He's had a good day today, 2 for 2, 2 RBI. Watches a pitch miss upstairs, 1-0. Douglas tripled in the 2nd. That's when he knocked in each of his 2 RBI. He also singled in the 3rd, was left stranded in scoring position in that inning. The 1-0 pitch now to Douglas. That one misses inside and down. 2-0 to Douglas. Walk. Get him into scoring position for the top of the order. That's the goal for Ryan Douglas. Of course, he'd love to get on base, but ultimately his run doesn't matter. It's the one that stands on base at first. The 2-0 hit it to the air to the right side. Looks like it's going to go out of play, foul. Count 2 balls and a strike now. 2 runs in the 1st, 7 in the 2nd. And again, they were scoreless in the 3rd and the 4th. Pitch on the way. That's going to miss downstairs. 3-1. The count to Ryan Douglas. Again, Carson Sims due up next. Here in the basin. Started 65 degrees first pitch. About 62 now, although the wind has picked up a touch as Douglas works a walk. Moves Cleland into scoring position. Back-to-back bases on balls to start the bottom of the 5th. Now the winning run in scoring position for Carson Sims. He's 1 for 3 today, trying to repeat his performance from the 2nd inning when he knocked in an RBI on a single. Otherwise, he struck out and has flown out on either side of that single. Pitch to Sims, but it's in the zone anyway. The count is 0-1. After Sims in the order, Connor Shively waits on deck. Pitch to Sims, winds up behind him. A good play by Donner to get out of his stance and keep that in front of him. That's a tough play to make as a catcher when ball winds up behind the batter, but nice job there. Count is a ball and a strike to Carson Sims. Set on the mound is Esterbrook. And the delivery to Sims is going to miss outside. 2-1. Again, don't have to do too much here. Just try to put a ball in play. Haven't seen Gaines Cleland play too much. Don't know about how his speed is. Here's a ground ball up the middle, played by the shortstop. He'll take it to the second base bag for 1. And so Sims will reach on a fielder's choice. Gains Cleland to 3rd. It puts runners at the corners with 1 out for Connor Shively. Shively today is 1 for 3. Flew out in the 1st, had an RBI triple in the 2nd, and he grounded out in the 3rd. Shively going to try to end things early here for Henley as the infield comes in for South Umpqua. Vasquez at 3rd, Wells at short, Hamilton at 2nd, and Wetzel at 1st. Pitch to Shively, misses in, and that's going to allow Sims to advance to 2nd on the cover him again. Sims' run isn't the one that matters. It's the one that's at 3rd in Gaines Cleland. The 1-0 pitch to Shively is going to miss, low and away. Counts 2-0 to Connor. On deck is Jacoby Takini. 1 away, winning run at 3rd. 9-0 the score. Henley leads. The 2-0 to Shively misses up, 3-0. A walk here almost benefits South Umpqua because you got Jacoby Takini on deck, and that puts a double play in order for South Umpqua. They want to try to escape this inning. The 3-0 is going to miss in, and there you go. Bases are loaded. Double play in order for the Lancers. Big at-bat here for Jacoby Takini. Reached on an error in this 1st. Sacrifice fly and an RBI in the 2nd. Hornets would take that again, too. He also flew out in the third. And again, even a deep fly ball to the outfield, the Hornets would take that one. We got a conference out there on the mound. And we'll see a pitching change for South Umpqua on the bottom of the fifth inning in what has so far been the most important at-bat of the game. Winning run stands at third and will step aside. Henley leads 9-0 against the South Umpqua Lancers. Back with more next on mybasin.com.
Pacific Power works day in and day out to power our communities because we know our neighbors rely on us. We're trimming and clearing branches around poles and lines, protecting our system, and giving you real-time updates when storms roll in. You can count on us in all seasons. 24/7, we're here for you. Powering your greatness.
Hi, I'm Jill with Klamath Falls Honda. If you live in Southern Oregon, you know the weather can keep you guessing. 1 minute it can be sunny, and the next something like this. That's why vehicles like the Honda Ridgeline just make sense. With available all-wheel drive and the capability to handle whatever rolls in, you're ready for it. And customers like Rob are ready too.
Couldn't have picked a better day.
So whether it's sunshine or snow, stop by and say hi. We'll keep you safe on the
Braden Agayo into the game now for South Umpqua. Inherits a less than desirable situation. Run, of course, stands at third in the person of Gaines Cleland. And you've got one of the best hitters in the Henley order due up, Jacoby Takini, the right-handed sophomore. This is the most important at-bat of the game so far. Again, a base hit or a sacrifice of some variety would end the game. But the double play also in order. Trying to avoid hitting it up the middle. Wells and Hamilton going to be shaded towards double play depth. Vasquez going to be playing in on the cut of the grass, as is Wetzel at first. That's what South Umpqua is trying to produce. A slow-rolling ground ball off the bat of Jacoby Takini. Here's the first pitch to Jacoby. Hit that one in the air. Right side. First baseman Wetzel over. Makes the catch. They'll take that too. 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth inning. Brings up Ian Meyer.
This is it.
Meyer's been hit by a pitch. He flew out and he doubled so far in the game. Scored a run. That was back when he was hit by a pitch in the first. Meyer bounces it towards the right side. Second baseman Hamilton up with it. Throw on to first in time, and the Lancers live to play at least another inning after leaving the bases loaded. No runs, no hits for the Hornets, but they do leave 3 stranded. And we go to the top half of the sixth in a 9-0 game. Back with more next on mybasin.com.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
It's time to reclaim your health and your autonomy. At Heartfelt OBGYN, they focus on you. Their evidence-based approach to care means fewer office visits and a targeted treatment plan to directly address your specific needs. They believe in solutions for their patients, not the industry's profit margin. The providers at Heartfelt OBGYN are committed to serving the community and giving back to the basin. Find them at heartfeltobgyn.com. Heartfelt, because you deserve to be in control of your body and your informed choices.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you. Top of the sixth inning on 104.3, 960 Sports and mybasin.com. 9-0 the Henley lead. And the new pitcher into the game for the Hornets, it's Hunter Glidden, making his 4th appearance of the spring. He is without a win or a loss yet this springtime. 6 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run. It's earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 7 an ERA of 1.05 in his first 6 innings. A pretty small sample size for Hunter so far, but a chance to get some work in here against the South Umpqua Lancers and working with a pretty sizable lead as well. Again, 9-0 the score. The first pitch to Trace Esterbrook. Pardon me, this is not Esterbrook any longer. It's Braden Nagayo, the junior, batting now for South Umpqua. He came in and replaced Esterbrook as the pitcher in the last half inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way from Hunter Glidden. That one is just going to miss off the outside. Count 1-2. Hunter, another guy who pitched a lot of meaningful innings for the Falcons in the summer season. Pitch in, swung on and missed, and that'll be the first out in the 6th inning. Hunter, part of the future of this Hornets team, just a sophomore, a guy who pitched a little bit at the varsity level last year, but again, most of his work came in the summertime. Pitch in. That one is going to miss low and away. The count is 1-0. Looking in against Crew Donner. Pitch misses upstairs. The count is 2-0. After Donner in the order, it's Rudy Vasquez. Glidden set. Now the 2-0, hit hard to center field. Moving over the center fielder, a diving effort from Douglas, but he comes up empty. It rolls past him. Porter Frost going to have to come over and pick that one up. It'll be a double for Crew Donner here in the top of the 6th inning. That is the first extra base hit of the game for South Umpqua. It comes here with 1 out in the 6th, and it brings up Rudy Vasquez. 0 for 2 today, couple of strikeouts in this one. About a 5.5-step lead off of second for Donner. Glidden not going to worry about him too much, although they do pitch out. Count is 1-0. Seeing if Donner was on the move, or maybe if Vasquez was going to try to lay down a bunt to move him over, but not worried about him. I suppose South Umpqua not worried about doing that. Shively trying to keep the runner honest. Here's the pitch home. Misses high and tight into Vasquez. Count is 2-0. Camden Stufflebeam on deck for South Umpqua. He hopes to bat with at least a couple of men on here in the top half of the 6th inning. A 9-0 ball game that South Umpqua trails. Pitch upstairs, swung on and missed. 2-1. Nice way to get him to chase after the high heat for Hunter Glidden. That one in the zone as well. Count is even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away and Donner at second. Shively just barely keeping him honest out there as the base runner. The 2-2 home is just going to miss outside. Knee high off the plate. Count is full. Vasquez not choking up on the bat, but he widens his stance out a little bit. Has to get defensive here in a 3-2 count. Glidden delivers home. Popped up foul. Count remains full. Now 3-2. Glidden gets the sign in from Tacchini, cycles through a couple of options, now is agreeable. The 3-2 and a high leg kick misses upstairs, and a walk delivered to Rudy Vasquez brings up Camden Stufflebeam. Glidden only really has to worry about the hitter here. Again, the runner is on base. Of course, you never are okay with runners scoring, but ultimately, these guys that are out there on the base paths right now don't hurt you all that much. Pitch to contact. You got a good defense behind you. Double play is in order here. The at-bat begins against Camden Stufflebeam. The pitch in. Ground ball towards the right side. Sims on to Shively for 1. On to first. It's not going to happen. Shively's just going to eat that one. They'll get the runner at second in Vasquez. Stufflebeam reaches on the fielder's choice. In the meantime, Donner advances to third. Runners at the corners. 2 outs for Talon Lamb. Lamb 0 for 1 today. He walked in the first but struck out in the fourth. Runner at third is Crew Donner. Runner at first is Camden Stufflebeam. The pitch in, going to miss outside. Count is 1-0. After Lamb in the order, it's Lucier. Quite a good turnout of fans today here at Henley High School, and so far the hometown crowd excited about this one. Their team up big, but South Umpqua, their fans been vocal and supportive of their team too, and that's always good to see when a team travels well to the Klamath Basin. That doesn't always happen, but good to see all the fans for the Lancers here today. The 2-0 pitch misses up and away, 3-0. And again, Corbin Lucier is on deck. He'd love to bat with the bases loaded if Lamb can work this walk. Glidden set with the pitch. Kicks and delivers. That one's going to find the zone, gracing the outer third. Glidden trying to battle back. The count 3 balls at a strike. Lamb batting from the left side. Here's the pitch in. 3-2. That one's in the zone as well, right around the letters on the inner third. Count runs full. Runner at first, Stufflebeam going to be on the move. Runner at third, likely not going anywhere here on the 3-2 pitch. Glidden's going to step off. Again, they know Stufflebeam's going to be on the move here, just seeing if you can maybe catch him leaning. But to no avail here. Glidden comes set again. The 3-2 pitch is going to miss, low and away. And there you go. Bases are loaded. Donner stays at third. Stufflebeam gets the free pass to second, and Lamb aboard at first. 2 outs for Corbin Lucier. Coach Craig Connor going to go out, have a discussion with Hunter Glidden. Gives us an opportunity to remind you today's broadcast and our scoreboard today brought to you by Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance. They use a modern and research-backed approach to physical therapy to ensure you see both a reduction in pain and enhanced mobility, getting you back to peak levels of optimal health and wellness. Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance has been treating athletes of all ages since 2020. Stick around for our post-game show, too, where we will name our Pacific Power Play of the game. Here's the first offering coming in to Corbin Lucier. The pitch in. Misses upstairs, 1-0. Glidden with 2 outs in the inning. It started with a strikeout to Trace Esterbrook, and then Crew Donner doubled. He's since advanced to third. Rudy Vasquez walked. He was out on the fielder's choice that allowed Stufflebeam to reach base, and he now stands at second after the Talon Lamb walk, and that's how we get to a bases-loaded situation here in the top of the 6th inning, and the 1-0 pitch finds the zone against Lucier. Counts even. Glidden comes set with the 1-1. And the pitch. Check swing. Doesn't matter. It's in the zone anyway. Ball and 2 strikes. 1 strike away from working himself out of the jam and trying to keep the shutout intact for Henley. Big offering here to Corbin Lucier. Glidden kicks and delivers. Swung on and missed on the bender. Leaves him loaded. In the top of the 6th inning, we go to the bottom half next. Henley still up 9-0 on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill, with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you're aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Bottom half of the sixth inning, the Hornets lead the South Umpqua Lancers 9-0. Max Price, Corbin Hamilton, Cam Carpenter do up this half for Henley. That's 5, 6, and 7 in their order. Braden Aguayo still on the hill for South Umpqua. He was able to work himself out of a bases-loaded jam in the fifth. Hunter Glidden worked himself out of a bases-loaded jam in the top half of this inning. Both these teams have had lots of opportunities to score runs since the second inning, but neither team able to do so. Again, Henley scored 2 in the first, 7 in the second. Since then, it's been a really closely contested, tight game. But those first 2 innings for Henley really have obviously put them ahead, and South Umpqua has not been able to respond, although they've been close. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Max Price. That one is popped up almost out of play, foul. Instead bounces high off the netting. The count remains 0-2. Max Price doubled in 2 runs in the first inning. He walked in the second and then flew out in the fourth. Here's the 0-2 pitch home. That one's going to miss upstairs, and the count is 1-2. Pitch into Price. Swung on and missed underneath the high heat. 1 gone in the bottom of the sixth inning. Brings up Corbin Hamilton. Hamilton 0 for 2 today. He's flown out twice. That was in the first and fourth innings. He also walked in the second, was left stranded in that inning. Working out of the stretch is Aguayo. The pitch to Hamilton finds the zone. About belt high on the outer third. The count is 0-1. Hamilton settles back in. Relaxed approach in the right-handed batter's box. Hits that one into the air to the right side, but it'll be out of play. And the count to Corbin Hamilton is 0-2. Cam Carpenter is on deck for the Hornets. I believe he's on deck. They see Porter Frost, I think, getting ready to, maybe that's Harley Hoblet in there as well, might be getting ready to hit as Hamilton stays alive here. There's no hitter in the on-deck circle yet for Henley. Once there is, we'll tell you who's up next. 0-2 to Hamilton. That one's hit hard, deep to left center field. Lucier going back to the wall. That one is gone. Corbin Hamilton puts an exclamation point on a 10-0 ball game. Corbin didn't care about who's on deck. He ended this one early. 10-0 the final, a walk-off for Corbin Hamilton, his second home run of the year. We'll be back to recap this one for you here in just a moment as we continue your coverage of Henley baseball on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Hi, I'm Jill with Klamath Falls Honda. If you live in Southern Oregon, you know the weather can keep you guessing. 1 minute it can be sunny, and the next something like this. That's why vehicles like the Honda Ridgeline just make sense. With available all-wheel drive and the capability to handle whatever rolls in, you're ready for it. And customers like Rob are ready too.
Couldn't have picked a better day.
So whether it's sunshine or snow, stop by and say hi. We'll keep you safe on the road.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Pacific Power works day in and day out to power our communities because we know our neighbors rely on us. We're trimming and clearing branches around poles and lines, protecting our system, and giving you real-time updates when storms roll in. You can count on us in all seasons. 24/7, we're here for you. Powering your greatness.
Welcome back to Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. A 10-0 final. The Hornets defeat the South Umpqua Lancers. My name is Josh Eldridge, joined now by Corbin Hamilton, winning pitcher today. Walk-off home run. How are you feeling after that walk-off dinger?
Pretty good, I can't lie. I mean, I went up to that bat looking. He had a little bit better velo than the other guys, so I was going up there looking for a fastball just to hit and do something good for the team.
All right, you got the win on the mound today, too. A good outing out there. I believe this is your 4th start of the spring. What sorts of things did you work on kind of over the course of the offseason to prepare for this year?
Well, I mean, working out a lot helps with it. I mean, getting my legs stronger and then just like stretching more and just helping myself move better on the mound. Just getting stronger everywhere I can.
This team is off to a good start. You guys are 8-1 now. How are you guys feeling at this point in the season? What are the vibes like in the dugout?
We're pretty confident. We've seen all the other teams. They're good teams around, but I think we're a good team. I think we can go beat everybody.
Corbin Hamilton, congratulations on the win today. I want to give this to you, a little Abby's gift card there, $20.
Sir.
Get yourself a couple personal pan pizzas.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the win today, man.
Thank you.
Corbin Hamilton joining us on the post-game show here on 104.3 and 960 Sports. 10-0 the final today. Corbin Hamilton with the walk-off home run to put an exclamation point on a great outing for Henley. Hamilton, the winning pitcher today, worked 4 innings, gave up 3 hits. He struck out 6 batters. The losing pitcher today for South Umpqua's Logan Schwartz gave up 3 runs. Pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned. He walked 2. And struck out 1. Other notables today for Henley include Cam Carpenter, a 2-for-3 day, 2 RBI, a double, and a triple. Also want to give a shout-out to Ian Meyer today. He finished the day 1-for-3 with a run scored as well. Again, with this win, Henley improves to 8-1 on the spring. They are off until next week when on Tuesday they return home to play Umpqua. This loss puts them at 5-5 on the season. They are back in action on Friday at home in Douglas County against North Bend. Once again, the final score here, 10-0. The Hornets victorious over the South Umpqua Lancers. Thanks to everybody who made today's broadcast possible. Of course, both head coaches, Steve Stebbins for South Umpqua, Sean Teeters for the Henley Hornets. Want to give a shout out to Jesse Hamilton, the staff member on site today as well for Henley High School. And thanks to all of you for watching another edition of Henley High School Baseball. For my broadcast partner today, Walter Hartley, my name is Josh Eldridge. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. So long and good night from Rosser Field at Henley High School.